U.S. President Donald Trump is calling on Republicans to end the Senate filibuster to break the ongoing government shutdown. In a Truth Social post, Trump said the GOP should use the nuclear option to push through funding legislation. He noted that Democrats once tried to scrap the Senate filibuster rule during the Biden era, but failed due to party division. Then Senators Joe Manchin and Kyrsten Sinema, both now independents, blocked that Democratic effort in 2022. Trump said the same rule now stands in the way of reopening the government, which has been shut down for 4 weeks. Trump praised Senate Majority Leader John Thune and Speaker Mike Johnson for doing a great job, but he sharply criticized Democrats, accusing them of being crazed lunatics, suffering from Trump derangement syndrome. He claimed Democrats want to redirect trillions from healthcare to benefit undocumented immigrants entering the U.S. illegally. Trump argued that Republicans should play their Trump card and eliminate the filibuster immediately to end the shutdown. Trump said Democrats would do it on their first day if they regain control, so Republicans should move first. He cited the 2013 precedent when Senate Democrats, under Harry Reid, scrapped the 60-vote rule for most nominations. Notably, the filibuster requires 60 votes to end debate on most bills, making it difficult to pass legislation with a simple majority. Right now, that rule has blocked the House-passed short-term funding bill from advancing in the Senate. Republican leaders have resisted ending the filibuster, saying it protects them when Democrats control Washington. They argue the rule encourages bipartisan compromise and prevents sweeping partisan legislation from being rushed. The Senate returns on November 3rd, with the shutdown nearing record length, just days away from breaking the 35-day mark for the longest ever government shutdown.
We have spoken daily, every day at this podium, about the real pain that Americans are experiencing because of the Democrat shutdown. We've talked about the pain for our troops, for our federal workers, for American families. And this morning we want to speak specifically about the millions of American families that are going to feel real hardship because of the SNAP benefits drying up. And we have no one less than the Secretary of the Department of Agriculture, who's in charge of that program, that will speak directly to that issue. But I want to begin first with just a word of sincere gratitude. Across this country, we've got millions of federal workers who have been showing up at the office every day without pay. This has drug on for a month now. Those federal workers have shown up for a month straight, not knowing when or if their next paycheck will be delivered. They're doing their jobs, and they're doing it valiantly, while the Senate Democrats simply refuse to do their job. Their most simple and basic responsibility is to keep the government in operation so that we can keep the services flowing to the American people and keep the country moving. But they're not doing that. So we just want to say to these federal workers, like the hundreds of civilian employees who are also spread throughout the country, like the ones in my district, for example, at the Bain Jones Army Community Hospital down at Fort Polk, our big Army base there. We just want to say thank you for your diligence, for doing your job, for your service to the country, even though Democrats are withholding your paycheck. They are shameless in doing so. Throughout this shutdown, President Trump and his administration have done everything in their power, as we relay to you here every day, example after example. They've done everything they can to mitigate and reduce the harm to the American people. He's gone out of his way to find creative solutions to ensure our service members don't miss a paycheck, for example, to ensure that the WIC program, that the nutrition assistance to women, infants, and children is still flowing. President Trump has proven beyond a shadow of a doubt that if there is any way to fund these programs that are drying up now, that he will do it. If there was any way to fund SNAP during the Democrat shutdown, you can be assured that your commander-in-chief would do it. But we are now reaching a breaking point. Thanks to Democrats voting no on government funding now 14 different times, SNAP benefits for millions of American families are drying up. It's about 1 in 8 people in this country who rely upon this to literally put food on their table. And the blame for this lies 100% with the senators sitting over there on the Democrat Party. They are the ones who have locked arms and decided over and over and over and over, 14 times now, to vote against these services being provided. And now I want you to think about that. You're going to have real people, real families. You're going to have children who will go hungry beginning this weekend when those resources dry up. They rely upon that, and yet the Democrats continue with their political games in Washington while people are sitting around the dinner table without the resources that they need. The administration has done all it can to keep this program afloat, but the limits have been reached here. And what are the Democrats doing today? Where are the Democrats? Are they in the Senate today? No, they're out campaigning. While critical SNAP benefits run dry, the Democrats have skipped town. They've abandoned their post in the Senate, and the reason that's so important and noteworthy for the American people is the Senate is the only place where this can end. The last hope of reopening the government before millions of Americans go hungry. They've abandoned their post. Democrats are now this is the incredible part, they're now trying to somehow blame Republicans for cutting off SNAP when Republicans, remember, are the ones who have voted 14 times for the SNAP benefits to flow. It's the Democrats who voted every single time to turn that off. The same Democrats who've been perfectly fine with defunding SNAP and WIC for over a month now are suddenly claiming to be outraged that Republicans and President Trump can't just wave some magic wand and fix the mess that they themselves have created. If they're suddenly waking up to the pain their reckless decision is causing, then there's one simple way to fix it. They can come back in here and vote to reopen the government. But we don't think they're going to do that. Now, this is what's interesting. The most recent development is that you've got many more people now calling on the Senate Democrats to do the right job. There's a handful of moderates still in the Democrat Party, and they are very upset about that. The tension is rising. You had Senator John Fetterman of Pennsylvania, for example, who just yesterday, I think it was, accused his own party of, quote, playing chicken with the food security of 42 million Americans. He's right. And you've seen now the avalanche of people and organizations and institutions calling on the Democrats to reopen the government and vote for the clean CR. You got labor unions, you got the largest airlines in America, you got independent voters, working class Americans across the country. They are all pleading with the Democrats to do their job and stop using their hardships, the people's hardships, for the Democrats' political games in Washington.